This show has always been about America and just old school common sense. It's not about left or right. He called a lid at 10 a.m. today. It's more about right or wrong. It's about cutting through the noise and finding the truth.
It's uncomfortable talking about all of this stuff.
Finding things we have in common, not what divides us. It's about we the people. We do news. We do sports. We do entertainment. And we have a damn good time in the process.
No audio.
No, I don't hear you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Are you powered on? Yeah. Go to that one.
I can hear you.
Look at this. It's Thursday. I'm Drew Berquist, and we're having some technical issues around here. I'll check one of my packs, make sure we're off. It's just straight off. just straight up dead.
Operator error. Sound guy did.
You on now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to mute the other one then.
That's what it says.
Okay.
That's what it says. People listening on the audio podcast are like, what's happening right now? I hear rustling of clothes. I hear all sorts. I'm going to keep this here.
Just in case, yeah. Just in case. Yeah.
It is Thursday, though, as I was saying. This is my show. I'm Drew Berquist. We're pumped to be with you. And it's the last day of our first week back. I think, outside of what just happened there a second ago, gone pretty well. It's been fun to be back, wouldn't you say, boys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. A lot of feedback there. Yes. It's also the day of studs.
Got corrupted. It's not. You can't play now. I don't know why.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we'll pull that in. It's the day of studs, though. It's June 6th, 80 years ago today. Some straight up beasts took the beaches of Normandy, and we are thankful for them. Man, what a great day. We're going to talk about the ceremonies that happened over there. We've got a video that we'll play later on to kind of commemorate and celebrate things. You can see it on the Facebook page, my Facebook page, that is, now. But big day. Not only are they the greatest generation, but these are the men that won the last war that we've won as a country.
Yeah.
Paved the way for freedom, and then it's gone downhill.
Yeah, after they got done stacking Nazi bodies, they came back to the United States and totally revamped everything within the United States. Started businesses.
Yeah.
Created the suburbs.
There you go. They did a lot. We owe them everything, and we'll talk more about them, and we'll talk about it in the context of what happened overseas today with the Biden administration. So we've got Steve Bannon, though, who's going to prison. We'll touch on that before we get there. Biden maybe shit his pants. We're not sure. Well, actually, we're pretty sure that he has today at some point. Whether he did during this particular ceremony or not is TBD. But we'll show you the questionable moment. He wasn't saluted by the veterans. He turned and gave them a salute. They just looked at him. Didn't do anything in return. We'll talk about all that. We've got an update. Remember the driver's license, dude?
The vets looked at him just shaking their heads going, you know what? We're doing a lot better than he is.
Right? Keep in mind, they're there, and God bless them, but they're there in wheelchairs, not as spry as they used to be, and they're like, we could whoop his ass.
Exactly.
And they could. I mean, they absolutely could, and you kind of hope that they would. But remember the driver's license dude that we talked about earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday, whatever day that was? So there's an update on his story. There was actually an update earlier in the week, didn't share it, and now there's a whole nother more
there's another
update.
There's another one.
So beyond the one that you had shared with me, there's another one. So we'll do that, and then we've got more memes than you ever see. I'm gonna be honest, we're not gonna make it through the memes today.
Over 100, folks.
Over 100. Our highest number was around 50 something at one point.
Yeah.
We've maxed this thing out. The bin is full. I mean, it's just over.
I stopped counting at 120. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a lot coming up. We got to get into it. Let's face it, though, before we get into it, the current geopolitical situation sucks right now. And a lot of it's due to the fact that Joe Biden is sitting in the Oval Office. He's not making decisions. Sure, we all get that. But the people who are pulling his strings, the puppeteers, they are crushing our economy. They're crushing our country, and it's not good times. And as a result, Americans like you, like me, all of us here in the studio, everyone in the audience, we're concerned about our future. We're concerned about our retirement, as you should be. But there's good news. Gold has held its value since the dawn of mankind. And did you know that gold is mentioned in every book of the Bible from Genesis through Revelation? As a faith-driven precious metals company, Genesis Gold Group helps Americans protect their life savings from the threats facing our nation. And that's what I love about them, guys. I love that they care about you. They're faith-driven. They don't do all these stupid gimmicks. I keep telling you that, but it's true. They don't do all these stupid gimmicks promising you the world, promising you free this, free that, which is never actually true. It's not actual reality. They just train, educate, listen to you, figure out what's best for you, not them, and then develop a relationship with you, and you guys go on from there. So get your free definitive gold guide. Talk to a member of the team there. You can do so by going to goldwithdrew.com. Again, that's goldwithdrew.com. It costs you nothing to reach out to them and have a discussion. So go do it. Protect your future. goldwithdrew.com. Okay, real quick, before we even get to Bannon and some of this other stuff, it is June 6th. It is D-Day, as I mentioned before. Let's take a quick look at a tribute video to this day. All right, it continues to be, people don't want to celebrate.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Twice now. File corrupted. It's a beautiful video, too. Beautiful video. Again, you can check it out on my Facebook page. Just go look on Facebook for Drew Berquist, then look for my ugly mug, and you'll find the video over there. But if that comes back in, we'll do it. Again, thank you to the brave men and the women who supported them, because there's always a great woman behind the man who's over fighting our battles. But real quick, tonight, game 1 of the NBA Finals. Some of you don't care. I've gotten back in with the Wolves having the year they did. It's game 1 in Boston. Mavericks coming to play the Celtics. You got Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, son of a bitch, I hate you, going to Boston to play. You got Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown. Great team. This is going to be a great matchup. So I really do think it's going to be a series worth watching. If you've tuned out or checked out from the NBA for a while, might be a good time to get back in because it should be a great series.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Mavericks have so much momentum going into this, but I'm not going to discount the Boston Celtics. You know, this would be their 18th world title if they were to win the series. But again, I'm a big believer in momentum. I'm not one of these analytic guys when it comes to sports. Oh, you know, the pitch count is this. We need to set him down. Oh, he's taken this many shots. We need to put it. I'm not an analytic guy. I'm more of a momentum guy, feel the game type guy. Yeah. And I just feel like there's just the amount of momentum that the Mavericks have is insurmountable.
It's tough, man. Because I'm biased, and I'm a Minnesota sports fan. Will be to the day I die. I've got significant problems that I talked to a therapist about as it pertains to Minnesota sports. But the Minnesota Timberwolves were a hell of a team. Hell of a team. One of the best. They ended up being the 3 seed, but they could have been the 1 seed. It came down to the very end of the West to who was the 1 seed, and they were great. The Mavs were hot. And I saw how freaking hot the Mavericks were in that series as we lost 4-1 in the series. Luka is just out of his mind right now. Kyrie playing well, the whole team playing well, and it pisses me off. But I agree, you've got to go with the momentum. The Celtics had a hell of a year. I'm going Mavs. I'm going to give the Celtics one more than a T. I'm going Mavs in 6, 4-2. How long is it going to take in your mind?
I think 4-2 is about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope it goes to a game 7.
I would love it to go to a game 7, but the Celtics have got to show up, and I think they will. They've been great. Statistically, they've been the best league team in the league throughout the year. But what's coming into town is it's a tough one.
Well, you just have to have someone who can guard Luka at the end of the day.
Yeah.
that's it.
But, I mean, how do you even do that?
Yeah,
it's just like, all right, fine, I'll just get the inbound pass right here and shoot from the other end of the court.
Yeah. I'll draw a foul on you.
Yeah.
Son of a gun, man. The guy he is tough. My whole family hates him now.
Well, it just depends on, how Adam Silver feels about it. Does he want a Game 7 or is he good with 4-2?
There you go. Let's talk Steve Bannon here for a second, shall we? Because he was told today that he has till July 1st to report to prison, all over the failure to show up for the subpoena back in the day. But he has till July 1st.
This is the contempt of Congress, right?
Yes, the contempt of Congress. July 1st to show up for a 4-month sentence. Now, keep in mind, I'll let you guys do the math. Keep in mind that you've got July, August, right? September, October. What happens in November? Oh, the election. Okay. So the 4 months leading up to the election, one of the most, I don't care if you like Bannon or don't like him. I can give two shits how you feel about Steve Bannon. We can all agree he's a prominent voice in conservative media, and he's been sidelined for 4 critical months in the most critical election leading up to November. Nothing to see here, though, right? I mean, that can't be a coincidence.
It reminds me of.
It must be a coincidence.
Reminds me of the email we got back in, before the election for Biden was, people who are doing news that aren't the mainstream media, we're going to suppress, we're going to turn you off.
Right.
Because we want to make sure there's no misinformation coming out, all that stuff. The guy ran from his basement and won.
Yeah. Well, one.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, it already proves to show he doesn't have to go out and give speeches and run a campaign. He can just stay inside and he'll still win.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs that we're in.
Well, it goes back to what the communists are doing right now. They're trying to put Trump in prison so he can't run. They're trying to hang the yoke of convicted felon around him, and they're taking everybody in his orbit and putting them in prison as well. I mean, you look at that the guy who's 75 years old. His name is escaping me right now. Who is like the lead accountant or the COO of the Trump Corporation. Who's in prison or who's in jail right now, who they were going to bring in as a witness but decided not to. I can't remember the guy's name. But it's people like Peter Navarro's in prison.
Right.
And now they're in jail. Now they're going to put Bannon in jail. And if and the left is always going to go, justice is blind. He's got to be, Bannon's got to be held accountable for what he did at the insurrection on January 6th. And this is just justice. He needs to go. Nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law if you have it. If you have an R next to your name. They're above the law if you have a D next to your name. How many times have we seen Democrats come into a committee meeting or just blow off a subpoena and nothing ever happens to them? We had Hunter Biden show up who just left. He's like, all right, I'll check you bitches later, and left, and nobody did anything. And this is what drives me insane about the left is they don't care.
Right.
They hate Trump so much that they would rather continue to go down this road to communism at an accelerated rate just as long as their guy wins when they can't see the bigger picture.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Was it Weisselberg?
Yeah,
Weisselberg.
Alan.
We miss you, Alan. I actually don't know much about you. I don't particularly miss you. I'm sorry what's happening.
Alan Weisselberg's like 75 years old or something.
Yeah. We didn't cover, speaking of elderly people, we didn't cover the story earlier this week of the woman who was arrested for praying outside of an abortion clinic.
Yeah, those are the type of criminals that we're going. That's the type of criminals that the federal government Cheka is going after. That tells you all you need to know about what is going on with Washington D.C. and the permanent ruling class.
Right.
And they don't care anymore. We've said it a million times. The masks are off, and we're all staring into the face of communism right now.
Sadly so. It sounds so crazy and over the top because of what that word means, but it's just 100% the truth, and it's disgusting, and it's where we are. Speaking of disgusting, let's talk about Joe Biden. Let's go overseas because it's, as we've mentioned 700 times now, it's June 6th, and 80 years ago it was D-Day. So there's a commemorative ceremony happening overseas in France, as is often the case. And Joe and Jill Biden were there, and he was sure right off the bat in his appearance to show strength when he had this moment. Take a look.
Distinguished guests, please welcome the Honorable Lloyd J. Austin.
So let's go back there. Let's just kind of scroll back if we can. The music that cut out was the way that they did it over there. By the way, nothing here. But you see this moment coming, and Joe's ducks behind the teleprompter, and then literally starts to duck down. And what's not clear to us at this time is Joe trying to sit in an imaginary chair, or is Joe taking a dump in his pants?
I think there's chairs back there. You can kind of see
I can't tell
the
how close
arms of chairs, but yeah, I can't tell how close they are, but it's
not a good look. Regardless, it's not a great look, because if he is going for, if there is a chair, I can kind of see an arm there a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But if there is a chair, it's not going well. If there's not a chair, it's horrible. If he has just shat his pants, it's somehow even worse. None of the scenarios are great. And if he is trying to sit down and there is a chair there, it's not time yet
No,
for that to happen.
I know. Macron and his husband are standing there not doing anything, and then you see Jill go like this: don't sit down,
Yeah.
keep standing, you idiot.
I didn't do everything I did to get in this position to have you ruin it for me, Joe. There's some memes I know on him and her later on today.
he should have just committed to the sit. That's what he should have just
Gone with it.
Just gone with it, and then be like,
Even if there's no chair and it's on the floor, just sit down Indian style and be like, this is what I'm doing. I'm the president of the United States.
But that goes back to he doesn't know what he's doing,
Yeah.
or doesn't give a shit about what he's doing. This reminds me of the dignified transfer when he's checking his watch. He has no idea where. I'm convinced at that point he had no idea where he was.
Yeah.
It was just like, what am I doing? Oh, what time? Same thing here. Oh yeah, here we go. I got to sit down. No, it's not time to sit down. And then they're like, the Honorable Lloyd Austin, and they cut off. You know what? There is no honor to Lloyd Austin.
No.
There is nothing more disgusting than that blubbery, fat piece of shit who every time that he goes into the hospital, he somehow emerges. And we got to thank, our medical institutions for that.
Yeah. Well, so Joe then has an opportunity to speak, and I get it. I get that the position of President of the United States comes with a lot of clout. There's a lot of power and influence there. But you would think at this point in time they'd be like, we're going to decline this, even though it's our day. We're going to decline this. But he spoke, and during said speech, he turns, because behind him, as you'll see, and we kind of already referenced and discussed, behind him are a host of World War II veterans. God bless them. Most of them sitting in their wheelchairs, all of them elderly, obviously. And he turns to salute them. Notice the response that they give him.
On behalf of the American people, and as Commander-in-Chief, it's the highest honor to be able to salute you here in Normandy once more. All of you, God love you. Winston.
So there's maybe a guy in the front who kind of claps a little bit awkwardly, but the rest of them are just completely still and stoic, staring back at him. No salute. There's no return salute. There was no. That's a telling thing right there, because you have. Listen, how many war veterans have you talked to? Current as well as going back to the greatest generation and those who fought in World War II, like those fine men did there, that sit around and just pontificate and vomit from the mouth gratitude and gratefulness for how good of a president Joe Biden's been. None of them, right? You hear all of them super frustrated, and because they pin him, rightfully so, even though he's not the only one responsible. They put his name, his face, and his dementia up there as the reason that we're becoming this broken country, a country they fought for, made great. And we were on a pretty good path. Yes, some things happening behind the scenes, some nefarious stuff happening with governments and whatnot all along the way. But collectively, we as the people had a pretty good experience. We can't say that now. And you just saw that in their faces like, nope, not doing this. Not saluting you. You're not my commander-in-chief. You just shat your pants and you don't know where you are. I'm not saluting you. Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I'm sure the guys who traveled there to be at that ceremony, some of them have their wits about them more so than others, and they know. They've seen Joe Biden over the past 4 years. And for them to be there to commemorate, this day, and to see Joe Biden as the person speaking on behalf of the country has got to be a kick in the nuts. We're talking 250,000, soldiers that hit the beaches and only 90,000 survived. You talk, there's all kinds, there's all kinds of, hyperbole that you can use about it, but that is literally, whether it's a buzzsaw, a meat grinder, that's what it was. That once that ramp came down, you were lucky if you didn't get hit with the first round that whizzed past your head. Your chances of getting hit were astronomical.
Right.
And then for them to climb some of the bluffs that they climbed to get up to take over the machine gun nest. And then as they're reaching, and then after that, taking that bloody letter, from their buddy whose face got blown off and giving it to his widow and kids after they get back.
Yeah.
And starting businesses. Every time that you talk to a World War II vet, I was fortunate enough to have, friends of mine's grandparents, fought at the Battle of the Bulge, who, were in fought in the Africa Theater in Iwo Jima. And all of them were so humble. Whenever you talk to them about anything about World War II, they would always say, oh, yeah, Iwo Jima was tough, but, when Gertie and I started the furniture business, now that was a lot of pressure. They always downplay it. And for them to be coming to the finish line and to get to where their finish line almost was, and to look at and hear Joe Biden on that day, which will probably for a lot of them be their last time that they will be there.
Right.
It's just, it's to me heartbreaking that that's going to be their final memory of an event that they lived through, changed the course of world history and changed the course of the United States history.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. And you're right. I mean, you're playing the lotto when that ramp goes down. And obviously your odds aren't great with that, and that's what that was.
I mean, you've been in a lot of hairy situations, and could you ever have you been in a situation where it was like, oh my,
No.
the ramp goes down and just coming at you?
No, because things have changed so much in war and tactics and how we do things, where it's so strategic and it's so precise in how things are done, and you set yourself up, and that's just how wars were fought back then. It's just like you go back to the Civil War here in the United States of America, and you look at them just marching towards each other. It's like, oh my God, like what? No, what are you doing?
Wait, yeah. Wait for the drum to play the fire, rhythm, and then you can fire.
Right.
Ready?
But aim. I had some crazy experiences, but it was a different kind of crazy experiences because we fought wars different in the GWOT and fight wars now still differently than back then. But man, crazy times. He continued in his speech. We're not going to show a clip of this, but he takes a moment or a period of his time that he's allowed to talk. And he slams Russia, talks about how many Russians have died in Ukraine, and politicizes this thing, which is just wholly inappropriate. You're celebrating and honoring World War II veterans who, as we've said multiple times today, fought for it and changed the course of history, not just for our country, but the world. And you decide, you know what, this is the time. I'm gonna pause talking about these guys behind me, and I'm going to look to you, Putin, and to my masters and overlords in D.C., and I'm going to say some political stuff. It's just so disgusting. Also, by the way, take a break on that. They were our allies back then.
I know
Like-
it doesn't make any sense historically,
Right.
since they were, like you're saying, our allies. If it wasn't for Russia, that Germany wouldn't have been defeated. It was the fact that the Nazis got bogged down trying to invade the Soviet Union is the reason why Hitler, all of his military crumbled.
Right. No, exactly. There's times where, yeah, first of all, his take and his stance on Russia and everything is just way off the mark, and not his, because he's not with it enough to know what he actually thinks, but this administration's. But second of all, there's a time where you just shut your mouth and move on. Today's about these guys. They were, as we said back in the day, a pivotal reason that we were able to pull all of this off. Move on. But he didn't. Well, actually, he did. He moved on quicker than expected, because so we've shown you how it started with the sharding, shitting, sitting, whatever it was, some kind of S word, and then we showed you all the stuff he did in between, and then at the end, the speeches are done. He and Macron are done. Macron sticks around, and I'm not saying I'm a fan, and is like gripping and grinning with all of our heroes, doing the right thing, right? Because again, you at least have to put the face on and do the right thing. Macron's doing that, hanging around talking to American service members. Joe is swiftly ushered out by his babysitter, Jill. Take a look. Nope. The other one.
The next one.
Yes.
Sorry.
I love the tunes, man. Very triumphant. So again, look at Macron, man. Balling out there. I'm not saying you should love Macron or anything like that, but he's doing the right thing.
Going up and shaking hands.
Going up, shaking hands, giving a hug right there. And Joe is like being zombie walked off by his wife.
He needs to sit down.
He's got to sit down, take a nap, take more drugs. Whatever he's doing, it's just such a bad look. Again, presentation matters, optics matter more than they should. More than they should in your personal life, more than they should in this world, and more than they should in political and events like this. But when you're playing the game, you got to play the game. You can't just disappear and be like, I'm out of here.
Right.
It's just the whole thing was such a bad look, and it's a stain because, as you said, Tom, for some of those fine men, they're not going to make it over there again. They're going to get home, and they have, sadly, not long left here. Or maybe they have longer, but they just can't make that journey again. Whatever the case. And it was, hopefully they had a good time when they were there and they didn't see and experience all this. But if you take a step back and you watch all these videos, you're like, dear God, this was supposed to be a great moment. And once again, the Biden family ruined it.
Absolutely. All you have to do is just walk Joe over, and he could talk about, my Uncle Bosie was eating my cannibals. He could tell that story, or just give them some sort of acknowledgement. The fact that he didn't acknowledge any of them that were there is one of the worst things that you can do. It's the worst thing that you can do, because you get up there and pay lip service saying, thank you. You guys were awesome. We appreciate everything that you did on that day and your service to the country after the war was over with. There's no interpersonal acknowledgement of that.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's something where, yes, he said it. He said the acknowledgement, but to kind of put that final stamp on it, you walk over, you give a handshake, give them have a personal, conversation real quick with them. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. That's what needs to be done. But
and I guarantee you that some of those guys who were sitting in that audience, some of the vets, were Democrats when they were in World War II and may have been
yeah.
lifelong Democrats their entire life.
Right.
You know, you got to
Old school Democrats.
Old school Democrats. We're talking, you know, there was one guy I saw who's 19, who was 19 at the time. He's 99 now. And, you know, he's seen a president from FDR to Biden. So he's run quite the gamut of who he has seen in that office. And I guarantee you that was the most shabbily he's ever seen a president treat a vet.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, real quick, I want to just button up because I mentioned that he referenced Russia. Yesterday, inappropriately so. Yesterday, we talked about how the U.S. has approved the use of United States issued, provided, whatever term you want to use, weapons to Ukraine within Russia. Not a good move. Not a de-escalation, very much so an escalation, right? So Joe sits down with, I think this is ABC. This is an ABC News exclusive, guys, so take it seriously. Just kidding. No one likes them. Seriously, your parents don't even like you. But here is a sit down where they talk about this, and Joe confirms it. It's not hearsay. He confirms it. He says, as we mentioned too, that they're not targeting Moscow with these weapons, but that they can use it. Take a listen.
I know for years you resisted the idea of American weapons being used for any sort of direct strike inside Russia. But we did witness this shift in recent days, authorizing American weapons for limited direct strikes. Are American weapons being used right now inside Russia?
They're authorized to be used in proximity to the border. We're not authorizing strikes 200 miles into Russia. We're not authorizing strikes on Moscow, on the Kremlin.
Can we get him some sunglasses?
God, something. So not on Moscow. However, keep in mind, there's a lot of nuance to this. We don't have time to get into all of it, and that's not the point of today's show because we got a shit ton of memes to do. But you've got advisors in all wars and conflicts, Ukraine, Russia, one included, who are just on the ground to advise. Okay, that's cute. I was an advisor for about 15 years. Didn't do a lot of advising. But you have that. And then you have, we're not using our weapons to attack Moscow or 200 miles into Russia. We're not. We've seen drone strikes on Moscow, on the Kremlin, in fact, by Ukraine.
It was him.
Exactly. Not us. Look over there. Who did they create those weapons? Did they help, do the targeting? And well, we're getting into semantics now, and let's not do. So the point is we're saying openly, we were saying that we did nothing and we're not doing any of that stuff before when we clearly were. And now we're saying openly that we are using our weapons to target, kill, and destroy targets within Russia, just not the Kremlin and Moscow proper, which just means basically that we have etched things up on the scale of what's going on over there, because we're saying, yes, we're doing this. So if you think that the limit, okay, we never tell you what the real limit is. We'll say, hey, we're operating within this box. And if we say we're within this box, we're actually like 4 boxes ahead. So just keep that all in mind.
So that means something big is coming deep inside Russia right now. And one of the things that you can always see with the propagandists and the corporate media, when David Muir starts his question, he starts it out in a way that lays out this, lovely fairy tale about, the Biden regime's posture during the invasion of Ukraine by saying, you've said in the past, for the last 2 years that, nothing is authorized beyond the border. It's just teeing it up for, just this one answer to make it look like Joe Biden has been well restrained the entire time to give him cover. That's what makes me sick about these propagandists and the fact that there's so many sheep out there that watch and go, oh yeah, good old Joe there, lunch bucket Joe, Amtrak Joe, he's, not going after Putin, but now, it's been 2 years and it's got to get after them Ruskies, and it's so deceiving.
What? Which voice was that? That was Miles
Drambuie?
Yeah. By the way, your hair looks flipping outstanding today, Tom.
I'm having a bad hair day.
I mean, are you though?
I think it's day.
I think it's something special. I agree with everything you said. Let's take a quick pause and go to the driver's license dude. I forget his name, but
doesn't matter.
Man, he's got a grin on him. So, recap, if you weren't here earlier in the week, because some of you have come back in, Masshole Patriot, great to see you, by the way. A lot of other folks who've been like, you guys are back. Yes, we're back.
I want to know what Masshole Patriot thinks about the Celtics' chances.
So, we're talking about this dude earlier who's showing up for a court-appointed meeting on a Zoom call to discuss his so-called suspended driver's license. And he calls into the meeting from a Zoom driving. He calls the judge driving. The judge is like, you've got to be kidding me. You've probably seen the video. We showed it here, but if you didn't see it here, you probably saw it elsewhere. So then there was another turn of events, let's say, where they're saying that it wasn't, and it was actually a driver's license from a different state, and it was a big admin mix-up, and he wasn't necessarily as much in the wrong as he was before. Because earlier in the week, it was actually last week, but earlier when the story first broke, the judge says, you've got till 6 p.m. to report to jail. And he was like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot for driving and calling the judge with a suspended driver's license or no driver's license. Fast forward now, it turns out, and the judge will tell you here, this joker it's not suspended, and the story doesn't get better for him. He never had a driver's license in any of the 50 states. Let's take a look at the scene.
I'll consider that withdrawn given the substitution, and you have an appearance.
Let me make it very clear, based upon what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license.
But how do we go forward? And that's why I'm here, to sort of minimize. You okay? Can he did get into an accident. May he sit down? May he please, Your Honor?
Clear. Part of the reason I'm also doing this is because I think he was warned and released, didn't take care of it. And secondly, this has been out there for 9 years.
Well, I did not know about it, Your Honor. Okay.
Counsel, there is not a doubt in my mind that that's true. I know.
Okay.
We'll see you in August.
Okay,
the
thank you.
Defendant is remanded on the Allen Park warrant. So you go in the mail. So at this point, the bond will continue.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So that's where everything stands on that case. Never had a license, still an idiot. Looks like maybe not an idiot. Maybe we were all jumping the gun for calling in for his court appointment in the car. And now it's back to, actually, you're just completely an idiot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it was one of the first updates I think I sent over. It was like the next day there was, oh no, his license wasn't suspended, and the paperwork didn't get to the court yet. And I was like, oh, cool. So he was fine. Now he didn't really have one.
He didn't have one. Yeah.
I can tell you that Democrats are breathing a sigh of relief when it comes to voter ID. Now they could show this guy.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot I want to say. By the way, Masshole Patriot said, I think this is Tatum's year. I hope it is, because I want you guys to win, Masshole. I do. Luka Doncic can suck a you-know-what. That Slovenian loser is so damn good, and I hate him. It's a weird thing when you hate someone and respect him so much. But he's a pouter. He just pouts about stuff, too. And he wants a foul call. He wants all this special treatment. It's a weird thing, too, watching the NBA, because I disappeared for a long while watching it. You come back in, and it's still predominantly a black league, no doubt. But then you've got all these, Serbian snipers and, Romanian, mobsters. And they're just, it looks like you got dropped into, a Jason Statham movie. Overseas, you're like, what the hell is happening? And he's the best player? What? It's a weird thing. And Luka, that son of a bitch.
No, when I used to do the Magic games and everything, and you'd see some of these guys, these Romanian guys, and they're so tall, and you're like, is that even legal? Like, they don't even have to fully extend to touch the basket. They're like this.
It's like the opposite of a roller coaster ride. As a kid's like, nope, you can't come into the arena tonight. You're too.
Like watching them walk out of the locker room, they have to dip down under the door to get out the door. It's incredible to see how tall these guys are.
But I mean, Luka looks like just some dude you see at a sports bar.
Oh, he does. Well, and you see photos of him before and growing up. I mean, he just is a run-of-the-mill pudgy dude. He's less pudgy now than he used to be, but he just was a run-of-the-mill pudgy dude who had to order a size up on his basketball jersey for his favorite player that he got. But I mean, kudos to him. He's a hell of a player. Man, the dude is good. There's no two ways about it. Should be a good series. All right, let's get to our question of the day and have a discussion, because earlier we referenced how Steve Bannon is going to prison for up to 4 months and is going to miss the entire lead up to the 2024 presidential election. No big deal. No one pay attention to that at all. But here's the question. We've talked about it. Do you think that Trump is next? Do you think on the July 11th sentencing that Trump is going to prison too? You can say no. You can say no. I think it's house arrest. I think it's whatever. But what do you think the answer is? Do you think Trump goes to prison too? That's the question. As you send your responses in, let me tell you, it's probably a good time with everything we've talked about yesterday. And then today again with Joe Biden to get yourself some survival food. And if you're going to get survival food, you should probably get something that you actually want to eat. Novel concept, I know. But get yourself some steak. All-American steak from Prepper Beef. Okay, you go to preparewithbeef.com. You can get yourself ribeye, sirloin, filet, you name it. They've got it all. New York strip. They don't sell the beef crumbles. They don't sell all the other stuff that you don't want to eat. You can see it there on the screen. It looks delicious. It is. I've got some that was sent to our house that we have. All it is, you reconstitute it. It's freeze-dried, sous vide beef. That's it.
You figured out the re word.
Someone said it in the chat the other day. I don't get any credit. Okay. But you just bring this thing back to life. They're bags that serve a lot of people. It's just stuff that you want to eat like you normally would, as opposed to eating so-called macaroni and cheese that will then plug you up for 6 to 12 weeks.
Or those,
depending on your.
What are those mashed potatoes made of that are in there?
Yeah, these are eggs. No, they're not. This is really beef, guys. It really is. So go to preparewithbeef.com. If you use promo code RVM, you can get 25% off your order. Again, it's preparewithbeef.com. Use promo code RVM to get 25% off your order. And then when the shit hits the fan, you'll be eating beef, and everyone else will be like, "What's Timmy eating?" Yeah, you've got filet mignon that's been reconstituted. He's Lord knows what he's eating. Okay, the wait is over. It's taken almost 3 months.
Question of the day. We gotta get our answers first.
Son of a bitch! I did it again. Yeah. I get so excited about beef, thinking about dinner. I hope I'm having beef tonight, honey. If you're listening, beef. The question of the day: do you think Trump's going to prison? Thank you for keeping me on track. I'm excited to get to the memes because we have so many to get through. Do you think Trump is going to prison? Tom, what do you say?
Hit your button.
When Trump was first found guilty, I was going to say no, and it was going to be house arrest. But now that his the points are shifting, the polls are shifting, and he's going up, it's going to be jail. They need to humiliate him even more. They've tried everything they can do, and it's backfiring on him. And so this is the next step of the humiliation phase. They tried to hang convicted felon, on him with, he was found guilty on 34 counts, 34 charges. None of that is nobody gives a shit. So now it's like, all right, we've done everything we can so far to get him out of this. The next is to lock him up, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Okay.
I think they're going to try to do that too, because they thought the mugshot was going to pull down his popularity. It surged with the mugshot. It surged with the 34 felonies. At this point, what they really need to do is shed light to be like, look, he's just like us. That's why we're going to write him off and set him free. He's fine. Right. That is the only thing that would probably go against him. But everyone who's caught onto the scent is going to go, okay, yeah, we still support the guy, because you're just trying to make him look bad in our eyes, but we know who he is. And just like he said it a while ago, they're coming after us. I'm just in the way.
Right. No, absolutely. That file's to you, by the way.
Thank you.
The yes, that's the goal of this, says Ginger, 100%. Yes, but I hope I'm wrong. It would be disastrous for our country. Also agree with that, Barb. Yes, unfortunately, says Jill. Yes, set the precedents. Won't be there long, says Debbie. I hear hammering on the gallows, says Texas Panhandle Patriot, our good friend. I like that. That's kind of like almost poetic, too. Toker says, Toker, good to see you. He'll be perp walk detained for a short period, maybe a couple days. They want those images, campaign material. I'm with Toker. I think that it's a yes to not necessarily prison, but maybe lock up, jail, some sort of confinement, just so they can get that. As you said, the mugshot wasn't enough. The charges aren't enough. You can call him felon, yes, but you need the headline and you need the photos to just be ingrained in people's heads, where he is walked into a facility and put behind bars. Whether he's really behind bars or not, because the treatment will be different, no doubt, but that has to happen. They need the headline, they need the image. So I think it's some form of that, but I don't think it lasts long. But I think that they will still, it'll be a, whether we agree with it or not, it'll be a stain on him, because the people who he needs to get the votes from are going to have an issue getting over that hump, because they're not very smart people.
Right. And for the Democrats, they want that orange jumpsuit with the belly chain and cuffed, and the leg irons, and in that purple.
Do you call it a belly chain?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I like the name.
Or waist chain.
Waist chain.
You know how you have the handcuffs?
No, 100%. Yeah. I just never heard it as a belly chain, and now I kind of want one.
Yeah. Well, no,
give it time.
To me, it's we've all seen Grease. We've all seen like the movies from the like. They've now painted him as the bad boy, the guy with the cigarette and the motorcycle. That the dad says don't date him. What's the girl do? Dates him. Everyone's okay with him.
Right.
So the only thing you can do is make it seem like he's on their side now.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they can do, but it's still not going to work.
Right. Wild. So it's been 3 months, give or take. We've got a meme buildup, and we've got to. It's going to sound bad if I say it the way that I was trying to say it, which I was not trying to say it that way. Let's do a massive That's Meme-tastic.
That's meme-tastic.
That's meme-tastic.
We should do that one more time.
All right. We've got, you know the rules. If you're familiar with these parts, if you're new, we go through the memes. Disco throws one up. We talk about it. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're okay. Sometimes they're serious. Sometimes they're hilarious. We just roll with it. It's a long list. We got a lot of them today. We'll get through what we can get through. But now the show's back. We know that we'll get through them at some point. So let's go. First one here. I don't know who's they're from. It doesn't matter. Let's just put it up.
Oh, hang on. I hit the wrong button. Huzzah. There we go.
So, Tom, you want to describe this? We got 1962, a water
Let me take the border off, because I think there's text.
Not one of mine.
I think this is one of yours, Drew.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
There was like 100 in my folder. So we've got a water fountain, 1962 for colors, and colored in white, a smaller one for colored, a larger one for white. DEI session, people of color. DEI session, people who are white.
Oh, so the segregation's coming back.
Yeah, you're bringing it back. So that one's just kind of a serious one. That's the problem, is there's so many, I don't remember all of them. Can we take the transition off, too, for when we go to the new one, just so it doesn't... We'll get efficient with our meme-tastic here. Okay, so if you watch the Edmonton Oilers series here recently, you've seen yourself some breasts, some female breasts, like real ones. And this is, according to a survey, 99% of men looking at this picture won't notice the mouse on the donut. I think that's probably a pretty accurate statistic. Probably
top left
damning
donut
for our culture, but probably a pretty accurate statistic. Is that, by the way, is that bacon on the lower left one?
Looks like it.
I don't know. Maybe those are just nuts.
Now I want some donuts.
Yeah, see? We're not looking at her breasts. We're looking at donuts. We're classy around here. Okay, I don't know. Like and share if you like French fries and onion rings and want to decriminalize buying machine guns. But I tell you what, as much as I want machine guns, I've gotten to play with machine guns most of my life. I want those onion rings right now.
Yep.
That's what I want.
I made some for my girls the other night, and I watched them eat, and I was like, I want those so bad. I was like, are you going to finish those? Because I'll totally have them.
Oh, we got a picture of Jeffrey Epstein. Her, how well are you hung? And it's just me. The response is Jeffrey Epstein.
This is a good one. All right.
That's fitting. That is fitting. Okay. Okay. This is
This is another you, by the way.
Is it? I literally, I don't remember what was
Yeah.
in that folder. I just sat in the folder. Hooters waitress taken into custody for allegedly dipping hot wings in her vagina on. Oh no! I'm not even reading the last part. On and off her period to rude. Wow! That's a sick person right there. And I'm disappointed that was.
I don't want to go get wings out ever again.
Next meme. Yep. Let's go. Let's move on. That's. I just see a therapist over that. Squint and hold your arms. And hold at your arm's length to see your future.
So squint your eyes. You see Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, we got a alleged post from Elon Musk on X.
So this is actually, I got this from his Instagram.
Okay,
he reposted it. Yeah.
Okay. So Elon Musk posted, words are hard, hooked on phonics, working for me. Trying to help people understand what's going on right now is like going back into a burning building to pull someone out, only to have them keep punching you in the face and demand evidence that the building is on fire, even after they admit they can see the flames. Yeah. That's pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. What's this character from?
I think this might be a Family Guy, but I don't know the characters. I think this might be someone that is in, or it could be American Dad. I don't know.
Okay. So we've got something from a, animated sitcom. Me on the way to physical labor, my physical labor job, knowing there's some Asian chick sitting in her apartment wearing cat ears with a tentacle okay. This is all right. Next one. I should get used to reviewing these again. We've been on break for a while. Was it? I don't know. Was this yours or mine?
That wasn't mine.
Wow. Okay. See, I was bored while I was like, that's okay. Right into the folder.
This one is mine. It kind of goes off the first one we showed with the water fountain.
Give it to us.
People of color dormitory, and there's a black guy. This is an historic moment. People of color finally have a space safe from white privilege and discrimination. And then the guy putting the sign says, actually, this sign's been in the basement of the university for decades. So.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. Sometimes I wonder, Kermit says, what happened to the people who asked me for directions?
Yeah, did they get there? Did they not?
Did they? We don't know. We don't know.
I believe this is the first Tom one.
Okay, so brace yourselves, everyone. Although apparently I've thrown some Tom ones in there too, and I didn't remember. So we never said it would stop transmission. Yes, you did. We never said it would prevent infection. Yes, you did. Look over there. There's a war in Ukraine.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's true. That's true. True story. It's a true story. I still can't get over that chick with the wings at Hooters. That's just.
Yep.
We're not ordering wings next week. I need a couple weeks at the studio to just forget about that particular image. Okay, Democrats, nobody is above the law. Starter pack. We got a laptop, emails, Hillary. We got Ghislaine Maxwell, and then we got for clients and then research, Dr. Tony Fauci. Of course, that's true. That's true. And then are those animals?
I think it's pigs running off of a cliff.
Okay.
I think.
Sheep. Yeah, it looks like it.
Or sheep. Yeah, sheep.
Sheep running off. Yeah, that makes more sense. Listen, everybody, something's not right. Please turn back, says one. Shut up, idiot. Do as they say for the common good, and then they all go plummeting off the cliff. Yep, the cliff. That's what has happened and is happening in America. A great representation. Might get that blown up at the House. No president is above the law. I agree. Charge them all with war crimes, and then of course you've seen this.
The NPC face.
Yeah, So you've seen that face. Okay. Keep it going. Oh, this was great. So Tom sends this to me the other day. So Tom and I are having a discussion about microplastics in our testicles, which is a normal conversation.
A new report came out saying that men have a lot of men have unusual large percentage of microplastics in their testicles.
And to be clear, everyone, thanks to big pharma, big food, and all the corrupt nonsense that's happening in our country, everyone has microplastics in their body. And some of you are like, I do? Yes, you do. Trust me, there's a lot in there. But the new report was they're very specifically in males in their testicles, too. It's like, well, that's just great. Just great plastic balls.
Thought we could dodge it, but we can't.
No, we can't.
And these are the types of conversations that we have around here.
Right, exactly. And this is why the show's probably never going in. But Tom and I are having that conversation, and this meme, we all know society's going nuts and collapsing, and this meme was perfect because here you go, you can see people fighting in the background, society collapsing, me researching how to rid my balls of microplastics. Totally calm. Good for him. He's focused.
Yeah.
He wants to bring about change in his life.
He wants to live till 100.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's how I feel every day.
Yeah. Okay, remember Captain Phillips?
Look at me.
I am the captain.
Yes.
Yeah? What was that actor's name?
I don't remember.
Nigerian?
Yeah, but he
was Somalian.
Somalian. Yeah.
Sorry, Somalian? I was just trying to...
Did he win an award for that role?
He did.
Yeah.
I think he did. I think it was Joe Somalia. I think was his name.
He's selling phones now.
Probably.
I saw
Is he
an
really?
article, yeah.
So it's a picture of him. Look at me. Look at me. I am gay now.
I am gay now.
It's the month of gay.
Yeah.
It's the month of gay here in America for June, allegedly. Okay. We've got someone playing music.
A DJ. There you go.
Me. And then playing the music, and then he's shoving the face away. Politicians who push for lockdowns begging for my vote. I love it. I love the face. I love how it's just calm, like everything's
fine. I've done this before.
Yeah.
Just mushing her face.
Really, really good stuff. Okay, we've got just a text meme here.
This is from you again.
Which... Allegedly. Which reads as follows: only a fool believes that electricity is used for air conditioning harms the planet, but electricity used to charge a Tesla does not. That's a true story. Think about it. Think about it. Just think about it. What did these bananas know about hanging on a fruit stand? Yeah. That's right. I mean, you got to be careful talking about the Clintons or knowing about the Clintons. We've got Castro's son, okay, up north, riding in a golf cart. If tampons in the men's bathroom were a person, there's Justin Trudeau. Yes, that's. I like it. Here's just a.
This is from you again,
historic picture of Helen Keller with her beloved cat, and it's not a cat, folks. It's a dog. It's a dog. She can't see. It's just history. An Indian, an African American, and a Mexican walk into a bar. Just kidding. It's 3 liberal white women, and then we've got Elizabeth Warren. I don't know who that is in the middle, and
Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal and Beto O'Rourke.
Beto.
Okay, is this from you?
No, this is you again.
Okay, we've got Biden celebrating
his birthday.
Is that a soldier?
So yeah, it's the Marine that lit himself on fire.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. I forgot all about that. That's right. Hey, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Yeah. I literally felt no remorse for the Marine who lit himself on fire and died.
I think he was an Air Force guy.
I think he was an Air Force. Yeah, it's more of an Air Force thing. No, that makes a lot more sense.
Because I remember texting Mikey.
Yeah. I think.
But wasn't there a Marine that did something too?
There was a Marine that did something.
In New York, that's right. Yeah, the Marine that did, but that was the Air Force guy. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we just watched Back to the Future with my kids the other day. So we got a Back to the Future meme here. Hey, Doc, what happened in the years of 2020? There was a cold and everyone turned into a communist retards. Yeah. True story. That's just factual. I think that actually was in the film.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. What universe are we in? The government is run by vegetables. It's something from the multiverse.
Yeah, that's the multiverse. That movie.
Okay. All right. This is after, it was Air Force because this, I remember now. So there are some old ones in there. This is after the Air Force dude decided to light himself on fire, and we all laughed about it. This is a made-up Air Force.
Ignite your career.
Ignite your career and join the Air Force today. Good stuff. How Europeans think Americans sleep. A dude with a firearm, eyes open, laying in bed. How Americans actually sleep, just loaded for bear. I mean, that's a sexy photo right there. Not because of him. Just
what is that up to his left? Is that a heart-shaped? Is that ammunition?
Is that a pastry? I wish it was a pastry. I can't really see. I think it's probably ammunition or something related, but I'm starving, so that's all I can think about. Okay, let's have illegal immigrants hunt down sex offenders for a chance at citizenship. We'll call it aliens versus predators. Amen. I talk about doing these kind of games all the time.
A Hunger Games situation.
If you can get in and survive whatever gauntlet we throw at you, you're welcome. You're welcome to this country. I think it would be the most highly viewed thing in the history of television, and it's a great way for people to become an American.
And you could make it pay-per-view. People would pay to
100%
watch it.
They would. You would make so much money. It's ridiculous.
Once a quarter, big pay-per-view night, or maybe a couple days.
Yeah. It should last a couple days.
Yeah.
Because you want exhaustion and hunger to set in.
But maybe it's even like, here's the 3 that made it last round.
Yes.
It's a third, second round.
Let them be a part of the color commentary team. If they can speak English. They probably can't. Okay, to re-elect Biden would be like the Titanic backing up and hitting the iceberg again. Yes.
Let's run it back.
Yep.
One more time.
Once wasn't enough. How to keep woke teachers out of classrooms, and they've just put a really skinny door there.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. Yeah. I think that actually makes a lot of sense.
So this is a Five Guys sign where it's broken.
Okay.
And so the top says, "Whoa, I guess one dude quit because of the Roman numeral 4."
Mm-hmm.
See that? And then the next night, the eye broke. Said, "No, it's all good. He came back."
Okay. Golly, we've talked about Five Guys 2 days in a row now, and I know we're all here salivating. I know Krista is because she loves Five Guys. Everyone loves it.
We should see if they can be a sponsor, a meal sponsor.
Yeah, be great. I don't think they probably. Well, maybe. Who knows? You never know. We've got George. Hi, I'm George. I didn't like mean tweets, and now I'm broke. Hi, George. He's at a session. Build Back Better support group. Okay, so pretty average cartoon there. I'm not in fighting shape, but this will be no problem. Christmas Bazaar and craft show fight children with diabetes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just beating the tar out of young children. I don't understand what the...
Next time someone tells you nothing rhymes with orange, just show them this picture of Leanne rhymes with orange.
That's okay. All right. That's a
little play on words.
It's a little play on words.
That is such a dad joke.
Yeah, it is. I mean, dad joke. Like, I literally have trouble registering them sometimes. We've got a pic. Remember Baywatch?
Oh yeah.
It was a bunch of highly skilled lifesavers, lifeguards, in normal bathing suits, and you had Pamela Anderson, who was one of the main stars, obviously. So we've got her in this meme. I haven't even read it. I don't know what this is coming.
Just read it because it'll be like, This is you.
Me and my Pamela Anderson at the beach. Haters will say it's fake, but they're just jealous, and it's just
a stick figure.
Okay. This bro, the clumsiest guy ever. This bro has this.
So like the floor is wet sign,
right?
But there's also there's different things where it's always the stick figure. So
right.
It's like this guy has the craziest or the saddest backstory.
Oh,
it's the clumsy. It's the same dude who's always falling down the stairs, tripping up. Whatever.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. That really hurt my ear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It hurt mine too. Okay. Remember Mac from Predator?
Yes.
So we've got a picture here. I watched Predator many times, and the most horrifying part is still Mac relaxing himself by dry shaving.
Yeah. True. I mean, it's a creepy moment if you think about it.
It is. Although, for him, it definitely is because you're in the jungle, but you're moist and humid in a jungle.
Sweating.
Yeah. Like if I'm just getting out of the shower, I don't use shaving cream.
No, but I'm just saying in that moment.
That moment was creepy.
Where it's like everyone's freaked out and he's just like calm.
Slow.
Yeah. That's like whenever I'm nervous, man. If I was in that scene instead of the shaver, I would have had my grandmother's girdle rubbing it on my cheek.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good idea.
Maybe we do the next meme. Yeah.
Sure. Well, there's that bridge that collapsed. Totally. The bridge collapsed in Baltimore. I'm not going to.
And we all forgot about it.
We all forgot about it.
It's all gone now.
But this was back during then. Don't worry about the bridge collapse. Pete's got this, and then it's him in a rope swing with his husband. Okay, let's move on. I feel like it just got hot as balls in this studio.
This is like an Easter sign.
Easter sign without the T on Christ is risen, which he is, and thank God for that. But this one didn't go so well, and it says Chris is risen.
Way to go, Chris.
Way to go, Chris.
He did it.
Okay, morgue worker stole human testicles from corpse to help her win homemade spaghetti sauce contest. Again, what's with food and genitals?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Let's keep the two separate.
Yes.
I
agree.
Okay, we're all in agreement there. Do you want to do this one?
Yeah, I'll read this one. So it says, little known fact that the Scotsman Wayne Bruce, descendant of Robert the Bruce, was the inspiration of the Batman comics. Wayne, who would wear a disguise that you can see there on the screen, used his inheritance to take criminals to take on criminals in the 1880s. This is also why Glasgow was used to depict Gotham in the Batman films and homage. So I thought it was kind of cool. Like, little did you know, Batman was kind of based off of a true
story.
True story.
Yeah. In a place totally that you would never think of. Okay. All right, we're cruising along with this meme-tastic here.
Hang on, All right. Ready?
We got Joker on a subway train, me ready to leave society. People just now saying something doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it's true.
One of mine.
Love it. All right. Let's Fauci, I didn't have financial relations with that lab, of course, using the verbiage that Bill Clinton used. Let's move on. I don't care which party is in control. I don't want to be controlled. That's just true. And we can all agree.
Yeah.
Things you can't do without government permission. Build a house, drive a car, go fishing, collect rainwater, get married, do drugs. Now repeat after me. I am free. You definitely sent this. That's totally a Tom one. All true points, but definitely a Tom one. Let's skip this one just for time. Let's skip this one for time. We got Skeletor. Punishable by fine means legal for a price, and then he's running off until we meet again. Hey, man!
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Santa Claus training for his ride through Chicago this year. Yeah, you got to get some time in on the range, no doubt, if you're going to go through Chicago.
Got to work those fundamentals.
Yep. We got a dude drinking a Corona, sitting in a lawn chair as his pregnant wife mows, although they're on a great property, so she's got a good life, too. I mean, they're right there on the water with the dock. But
she can push a stroller. She's
pregnant.
Yeah, she can push a stroller, she can push a mower. Stay woke, boys. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. Not how we encourage to do things, but, I mean, if that's how it works for you, then great. No, this is a great one. We've got, so, like, people will go to the beach and they'll take their photos with their girlfriends and whatnot, and they'll play their games of chicken and the pool and whatnot, and the chicks get up on the shoulders. Well, we've got 3 couples where that's happened and one where it hasn't, and the other says, know your limits. He's with a little bit larger woman and knows his limitations in terms of his strength.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
Was she a big fat girl?
Buffalo Bills here. Buffalo Bills here. This is, we can skip this because it was Air Force related. We can skip this.
That one's you, too.
I'm not disputing it. So there's going to be a new James Bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Craig's done. Lots of conversation and debate about who it's going to be, what gender, what race, bunch of nonsense. But here's a meme just having a discussion about it. I think the new James Bond should be a woman. Just think about how great it would be. Great cars, big accidents, massive explosions, just all that while parking the car. Sorry, ladies.
Misogynist.
I know. We're going to catch flack for that one. We just got Bed Bath & Beyond, Blood Bath & Beyond. Japan's greatest tragedy is having the world's best toilet and no Mexican food. What's the point of owning a Ferrari if you never take it to the track?
Dude, I've been to Japan several times, and those toilet seats that they have with the water jets and the massager and the warming and the cooling, I was hoping I would get diarrhea, and it never happened.
Come on! Kick in, yeah. Nope. This is true. I mean, look, I'm a firm believer that you should marry someone who has your same spiritual beliefs, your same political beliefs. Not that the second is as important as the first, but usually they are married. Life's too precious to be sleeping with someone who trusts the government. Am I right? Or am I right? All right. I can't read the first word.
Like you're just not allowed to say it?
No, I just can't. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, someone else's words, not mine. I fucking love toast. What absolute genius took a bite of bread and was like, cook it again. Unreal. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Her, I have ovaries. Him, is that why you overreact?
Oh, okay.
I see that. That's
a nice little dad joke. I like
it. Dad joke there. We're coming off very misogynist today. That's not who we are. No one can say when stock will go up or down, and then Pelosi just saying
that's cute,
which is true. What is that? Well, we don't have time to get into it, but there's a site out there that tracks all this stuff and shows what congressmen, senators are doing.
There's people making bank off of that.
Yeah,
they just copy when they sell and what they buy, and
they just put $500,000 down.
Yeah, I forget the stock.
The chick from Nevada. Yeah, it was a Russian weapons manufacturer or German weapons manufacturer.
Crazy. Remember that dude, Rachel Levine, calls himself Rachel? Mm-hmm. Anyone who says I'm not a woman can suck my dick. That's, over the top, but true. I mean,
he has one.
He's under the dress.
Can you imagine looking up at that?
No. A Chinese paratrooper learning he's assigned to Appalachia, and he's got some glossy eyes there, kind of tearing up. Yeah, I mean, when the shit hits the fan, you want to be in Appalachia.
Yeah.
If you're on our team. All you damn kids with your Fortnites and Black Ops, y'all wouldn't even make it past the Kansas River, and then we've got a floppy disk with Oregon Trail Disc 1 on there. Yep, that's true. They tried to remake that game, apparently, and it's still like clunky graphics, like true to the original, but I saw pictures, like, no. It has to be like super old school. You can't.
Just playing the original one growing up, it was even hard to make it. Like it's like you died, like damn it, and you had to start over again. Yeah. It was so frustrating.
Really hard to make it. Chris Farley, who we miss you, bud. Doing his motivational speaker stuff here. For the love of God, by Facebook, also talking to Elon Musk. That would be great. That would be really, really great. Gravity. Okay, we got six-figure falling. Gravity kills. 25,562 people die from falling each year. Call Congress and demand that gravity be outlawed. Yeah. I'd be good with that.
This one's yours. I don't know.
Let's skip that. Okay. That's from The Bridge. Let's skip that. This is Norm Macdonald. Rest in peace. From Weekend Update. This just in, according to the latest TV commercials, 90% of America is now black and gay. Yeah, that's kind of how it seems there. Okay, let's cruise through a couple more here, and then we'll get out of here for the weekend. We'll save some for next week. Me losing at Monopoly. What would Jesus do? Jesus, and then it shows Jesus flipping over the tables. Yeah, love it.
He did it. This one's great.
Like my dad used to tell me, we've all heard this, watch for flying saucers and skanks. Typical parental advice there.
We can skip this one.
We can skip this.
This one's actually kind of funny. I like this. So it's a couple at a beach, and she wanted to have a piggyback photo taken She always wanted one, and there was no one there. And they finally found this guy to take a photo. And the guy said, "Can I have one too?" And said, "Sure." So then they took a photo of him piggybacking on the boyfriend just because he wanted to be a part of it. Yeah.
Good for him. He's involved in something.
I'm just glad that they wanted to do it. They were like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, love it.
There's some people who don't like camping.
Yeah,
just don't like it. This one really escalated.
Gonna ratchet that up.
Yep.
It escalated quickly. Friend, how did your first camping trip as a family go? Me. And then we got a news clipping. Wife stabs husband with squirrel.
Squirrel. I just want to know how that happens.
Right. How do you get it rigid enough
to stab him with the squirrel? I don't know. Maybe it was an already like rigor mortis, like dead squirrel.
Even so, it's still got. I mean, I don't know. All right. Well, I mean, it happens, so it's clearly possible.
This is just a random Star Wars one.
Okay, let's skip it. Let's keep going.
That's too long.
Yep.
Oh, this one's great.
Okay.
So
give me like 3 more.
Yeah. So this one's great. This is people love spirit animals.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
People.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Well, they want to have a spirit animal. What do you identify as? Well, here someone says spirit animals don't exist. And then this is a news clipping from Australia. Pig in Australia steals 18 beers from campers, gets drunk, and fights cows.
Good for him. Good for him. I love it. Bill, we got a picture of the Clintons. Bill's fashion equals Steven Seagal in the 80s. He's wearing jeans and a leather jacket. Hillary's fashion, equals Steven Seagal now, and she's wearing a Komoda and is out of shape like Steven has become. Barney's sitting in the back of an open convertible, and the caption is, "Why does it look like Barney's about to be assassinated?"
Yep.
Takes you back to November 22nd, 1963.
You want to do 2 more?
Sure, let's do 2 more.
That's an actual thing. Here we go.
Fun fact: we got a picture of a dog with a firearm on its I guess hit, not collar. No state in the nation requires a dog to have a carry permit. Hey, you take your dog everywhere. That's actually really clever.
And this one's just like a funny one. I think this is a good one to end on.
Okay.
So just remember how we had like the couple taking the photo.
Yeah.
So this is a little different. I'm going to put up. I'll read it for you. But this is it's a true story. But then someone's twisted the end just to make it a little funny here.
Okay.
So this lady was in the washroom, looked at this group of girls, and said, "Oh, I remember when me and my girlfriends would get dressed up and go out. I missed that." So I said, "Why miss it? We're all here now." Long story short, she died of a coke overdose.
Okay. Is the dinosaur one in there?
Which dinosaur one?
Remember the There's another
you said remember, but you've been holding on to yours, so I have no idea.
I mean, I'm seeing all these haul through, and there's so many. Well, we'll save them for that one's funny. A golf ball. We'll save them for next week.
This one?
For next week. No, it was back several. But guys, it's been great hanging out with you. Thanks so much for coming in. Whichever platform you're on, whichever channel or page you're on said platform, whether it's mine, the Drew Berquist one, or RVM News, we're excited, obviously, with all that's going on. We're excited to be back, and we're super, super grateful for your loved ones and our folks who came before us, who fought on this historic day, June 6, 1944, 80 years ago, securing and changing what freedom would look like, how things would, I mean, just the impact is just, there's no words for it. So we're eternally grateful for that. We're grateful for you guys being here. Reminder, we're off on Fridays. We're Monday through Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, but we are back. So we will see you next Monday. We hope you have an awesome weekend. Be safe, be smart, be free.